morning, Cougars. I'm Richie Nguyen.
And I'm Chloe Ozinski, and you're watching CTTV.
Bringing you stories from the trail.
To kick things off, let's take a behind-the-scenes look at prom week.
Trail media reporters Chloe Wazinski, Christopher Rodriguez share an insight on the effort our student leadership puts into making prom night magical.
My name is Delaney Derrick, and I am junior class president, and I'm also head of the dance team. When it comes to deciding the venue and narrowing down venues, it really comes down to the overall vibe of it, the price of it, and also how we think we can incorporate the decorations and the theme into it.
The biggest challenges we face during planning prom is definitely just planning an event that everyone wants to go to and make sure it's fun for everyone. And with that, choosing a good venue that we can afford and will fit our massive student body, or at least our juniors and seniors. That's a challenge. And then thinking of like fun things for the dance. Like this year we're doing the tarot reader, which is so different than what we've done before, to try to incentivize kids to come and really have a good time.
And it comes down to, well, okay, who's going to be providing this or that? And sometimes there are food trucks and sometimes there are not. And sometimes there's food at the venue, sometimes there's not, right? All of those types of logistical things. And then just, well, what's happening on a level at the school, right? What are those things that actually make prom week, for whether it's the assembly or those kinds of things, and not just the dance itself?
Honestly, we don't have many roadblocks when getting prom approval and planning stuff like that. Obviously, we have to follow all the same school rules, so dress code, even though everyone's supposed to dress up, making sure you're not showing anything off that you shouldn't be. As far as picking a venue, we always like to make sure, even though we try to go downtown, that it's not too far away from Aurora, since it is a little bit of a hike.
Students, we don't specifically work with the budget. That's mainly up to our leadership teachers, but we, when incorporating all that stuff, like the budget for the venue, if we have like a little bit of a lower venue cost, we can really move up and have more decorations and more other aspects for our prom venue. But if we have a little bit of a higher venue price, then we do have to cut down on a little bit of the things that involve the budget.
As far as safety is concerned, when it comes to the dance itself, obviously there's a lot of coordination beforehand. How many chaperones do we have? Do we have our SROs there? Do we have our deans there? Answer yes to both of those questions. You know, what are the protocols for the venue? A lot of filters that take place to actually get into the dance, and so that we're making sure that when they get in, the students are having a good time, but also a safe time. Each year has its own uniqueness because the venue lends itself to that, as well as what the theme is.
Hey Chloe, what would you do if you're stranded on a deserted island?
Ooh, I honestly have no idea. But lucky for us, our latest CT Asks trail media reporters Kegan McLaughlin, Jace Leitner, and Wesley James hit the halls to find out what you would do if you were stranded.
What's up, Cougars? I'm Wesley James.
And I'm Keg.
And this is CT Ask. Who am I here with?
All right, who am I here with today?
Who am I here with?
Ali.
Chukudi.
Caleb Bruce.
I'm Hudson.
Cooper.
Tyson.
Brooklyn. Kaylee.
I'm Mrs. Nelson.
Naya.
Gabby. Cadence.
Bella.
Caitlin.
Jaden Hefner.
And Jaden, if you're on a deserted island with no service, what are 3 things that you're bringing?
A filter to turn seawater into drinkable water.
Fishing rod to get some food, you know.
And last thing.
What was the other thing you said? Blankets?
Yeah, blankets.
Yeah, blankets.
Blankets. Special shout out, best advisory teacher in the school. And then Ms. Nelson, you're on a deserted island with no service. What are 3 things that you're bringing?
My pasta maker, a disco ball, and maybe a picture of my family.
A private jet, unlimited Chick-fil-A, and Dr. Pepper.
I'm gonna have to bring lip gloss, a hairbrush, and a really comfy set of sweats.
A boat with keys and probably a map or a radio.
It's boring, but I like it.
Well, I want to live.
I'm gonna bring a dog toy, and some dog food.
A genie, a private chef, and a hairbrush.
A walkie-talkie. Water, food.
My bed, fishing rod, and Wesley James.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer. A fishing pole?
I'm gonna say a fire starter.
And then like a pan, like boil water, and like cook the fish on.
Start or I start? All right. What's up, Cougars? I'm Wesley James.
And I'm Keg.
And this is CT Ask. Ah, Keg.
Damn it. Keg.
Keg. Yo, imagine I could clip this to the water bottle.
Let's go like gun? Nah, we can't say that. Let's say like clothes.
We'll just use spears.
What are we gonna say? Blanket.
We can make blankets out of leaves.
Shut up, bro. Just do it.
Unlimited Chick-fil-A. I was supposed to say that.
It's first question.
No.
It was first question. I like my water bottle. No, it's mine. There's no outlet.
Portable. You don't need to plug it in. It's just.
Actually,
No,
yeah.
We need the fishing rod.
Yeah, they already said that. Cougars, are you staying up to date with the latest news from the trail?
If not, start right now. Hop on over to cthstoday.org to check out our newly posted stories from our award-winning student journalists.
Be sure to also check out our social media pages, including Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X.
But those are just some of the ways to stay up to date on what's going on around CT. Have you ever wondered what it takes to be a girls varsity golf player?
I bet it's a big responsibility balancing school and life on the course.
Trail media reporters Pearson Gilbert and Giavel Solsig followed varsity golf player Ashton Whitcomb to try and live a similar life on the green.
Hi, my name is Ashlyn Whitcamp and I'm on the girls varsity golf team. I've been playing golf for about 7 or 8 years now. I got into golf in about 5th grade. My dad signed me up for a golf camp and then from there I kind of just fell in love with the game. My biggest golf influence or role model is probably my dad. He's the one who put me into it and who's encouraged me. For golf, it's really hard to make varsity. There's only 4 spots and they vary a lot as well. So even though I'm on varsity, it's potential that someone could take my spot. So it's a competitive atmosphere for sure. How I know that I stay consistent and I can keep my spot on the team is I show up to every practice and I put in my all. And I will also go and practice on the weekends, especially short game. The most important part of golf is 100 yards in. So chipping, putting, your gap club, etc. Pressure in team competitions is a lot because golf is super individual based. It's not really like you have your teammates cheering you on. You go on the course and you're paired with 3 other girls from different schools, so it's just you in your head. And the best way to deal with that is every shot I always think to myself not about how I got there, but what I'm going to do next. How I prepare mentally before a match is I have special things that I do. I have 1 pair of socks that I wear every single varsity tournament because I'm kind of superstitious about it and I think it gives me good luck. And I also pack a lot of food because we have to walk all 18 holes, which adds up to usually around 3,500 yards, and it's about 6 hours for a varsity tournament. My proudest golf achievement is honestly just keeping on going. There was a period in my life where I wanted to give up and not keep going, but because I've been able to persevere and show up to practices, I've made the varsity team and I'm pretty confident I'm going to play in college.
With summer around the corner, many students are curious about the job application process.
From searching for places that are hiring to the interview process, job hunting can be confusing for many inexperienced high school students.
Well, let's join Trail Media reporters Harper Forestieri, Michael Mueller, and Shishin Bata as they find out what managers in the community are looking for when hiring employees.
Actually, at my store, I hire only people that are interesting, you know? I don't want to just have a blank page about someone. I want to know exactly what you're doing outside of here. It makes it easier for me when you come in. I have an idea of who you are and what you do.
Summer is just around the corner. CT student journalists went out and interviewed managers from local workplaces about things they might be seeking in new employees.
I definitely want somebody that people can feel like they can relate to if they're like taking an order or if they're like greeting our guests. A lot of our process here is like guest interaction. So somebody who can be social, somebody who has like a vibrant energy, but also a bit of urgency as well.
Every time I hire, I'm looking to promote. So every time I hire someone, I want them to stay with us for a while until they figure out what they want to do. But clearly, always you'll have people that are not going to be the best at work or something like that, but just finding the strengths and weaknesses is what makes a good manager.
When asked about their experience with younger employees like teenagers and students, here's what some of them had to share.
I would say like communication, I think, is our biggest thing with a lot of Gen Z people. Just from what I've seen, some of them tend to not be great at communicating, or sometimes they'll be on their phones a lot is also something I've noticed. So I would say just be good at communicating and letting other people know what's going on, and also like try to be on your phone less.
Referring to Gen Z as maybe a worse crowd of people to work with is a lack of accountability on leadership and other workplaces' parts. I think that anybody who is willing to work is willing to be led and can do a great job.
To finish things up, here's some useful advice from the managers for anyone interested in applying for a job.
Resumes. Even if you've never had a job before, a resume tells me a little bit about yourself, about what you do, hobbies, previous experiences if you have had a job, so resumes are very important.
Be open, be honest, be confident in yourself. You're not expected to know everything, but you will be expected to learn as much as you can.
Definitely that it's hard trying to get your first job because experience goes far for a lot of people. Here we definitely set the bar to where you could be 16, you could be even 15, and still land a job here. So we definitely want to make sure that people are always looking over all their options and not just putting all their eggs in one basket.
Try not to stress out. I know it can be super stressful, especially when you're young and you're going for your first job, but I would say, yeah, just be yourself.
This is Abraham Mayoris reporting for Trail Media.
It's important to recognize the dedication and effort our teachers have for our students.
And today we would like to take a moment to recognize Orchestra Director Kyle Rupley, who is leaving the school after many years of teaching.
Rupley's impact reaches far beyond the school. From the orchestra program to the performing arts department, his impact will forever be important and remembered by staff and students.
Trail Media reporters Anela Apollinar, Ella Carter, and Richie Wynn covered the impact Mr. Rupley had during his time here at CT and what his future holds in store for him.
We have mentors all over the school. Kyle Rupley, orchestra director and performing arts teacher, will say goodbye to CT this May after many years of teaching and mentorship.
Working at Cherokee Trail has been one of the proudest accomplishments of my professional career. It has been so cool to watch this school and this performing arts program and this orchestra grow up and become the amazing place that it is.
Rupley's relationship with colleagues and students forever stand as important relics from past events, interactions, and memories.
Some of my best moments. We've had some fun events both inside and outside of school that we've done together, some trips that we've taken that were great. But I'm picturing some of our large group things that we've done where we've combined the band and the orchestra and put on some really, really cool performances.
I believe these past 4 years have really encouraged me to continue music, and that's the effect Rupley tends to have. Like he's really inspired me to continue being who I am.
Well, I think it's tough to come up with just one favorite. I mean, there have been so many incredible, performances and accomplishments that kids have had over the years. Couple of favorites, when the orchestra went to nationals a few years ago, that was an amazing performance. There have been some amazing performances in the last couple of years at the state level orchestra festival. So I think seeing students really achieve in those great performances are probably my favorite memories.
The future holds so many bright possibilities and aspirations. We say goodbye, leaving a positive message as to what may happen next.
Mr. Rupley is an incredible musician and an incredible person. He's just a really great, fun guy to be around, and I think it's important to note that. It's amazing what he's given to the education community, and I'm sad to see that he's leaving that, but I'm excited for whoever gets to interact with him on that next level.
I think it's important that people acknowledge the effort and contribution Mr. Rupley has made to the musicians of this school. Because we have our amazing athletes and our amazing band, our amazing theater production, but Mr. Rupley is also the heart of the strings orchestra and the violins people hear, whether it be graduation or in the pit during a musical. Mr. Rupley is down there and he's guiding everyone through it.
My message to all of the kids is to keep on going, right? And to keep pursuing your passions and to, take everything that you learn here and go out into the world and, create the life that you want. You're never too old or even too young, at least once you turn 18, right? To try something different and to step out of your comfort zone and to do something new and to kind of take on something, a new challenge in your life that may lead you to new opportunities.
To new beginnings and old endings, Mr. Rupley's journey here will forever be remembered by students and staff all over the school. Reporting for Ella Carter and Richie Wynn, I'm Anela Apollinar, and you're watching CTTV.
We wish Mr. Rupley the best of luck as he moves on to new adventures.
That's all we got for you today, Cougars. Thanks for watching, and remember, we are CT.